Captain Punkkari presents Bran, back from the wild. Driven from human shelter, Bran hunts alone in a silent land. At a sandy gully, the red-brown warrigal watches without fear. She races through the twilight, and Bran chooses to follow. Bran shares his kill. The first trust between them begins. Together they climb toward the moonlit ridges of Mount Desolation. Two jealous dingoes ambush them, but Bran shields Warrigal. Blacktip and the others recognize strength without needless cruelty. Warrigal guides the pack toward a grazing mob of kangaroos. Bran's speed and power win food enough for every hunter. Across the ravine, Lupus and Old Tasman hear Bran's challenge. That night, Lupus follows the stranger's trail toward the den. Beneath the moon, the two great rivals face each other. Lupus attacks first, but Bran meets force with speed. At last Lupus falls, and the pack's long fear ends. Wounded but alive, Bran wakes beside his faithful mate. Soon the dingoes follow Bran as their chosen leader. Warrigal makes a quiet den high above the valley. There she gives birth to 4 small yellow-gray puppies. Bran guards the entrance while his new family sleeps. Each dawn he returns with food for Warrigal and the young. But the creek shrinks, forcing Warrigal farther for water. The puppies open their eyes and discover the sunlit ledge. Then the final pools vanish beneath a merciless summer sky. One night, Bran finds a wallaby caught in an iron trap. At the den, ancient Tasman emerges with one of the puppies. Warrigal strikes like lightning, and Bran closes the escape. When silence returns, the bereaved parents howl beneath the moon. At dawn, they leave the den, never to enter it again. Armed riders pass near the mountain, making the range unsafe. As darkness falls, the whole pack gathers behind Bran. Their long exodus begins beneath the cold Australian moon. Bran brings down a kangaroo, buying the travelers one full meal. In a rocky gully, muddy pools offer brief relief. Farther west, even an emu barely feeds the starving pack. The mothers urge exhausted whelps onward through dust and heat. Dancing brolgas reveal that water must still be near. The pack slides into a riverbed and drinks from yellow pools. 2 weeks later, the young and weak are gone. Blacktip finds a fresh trail made by men and a dog. By firelight, 2 exhausted prospectors sleep beside their terrier. The little dog charges the darkness while Bran hangs back. At dawn, only Jock's collar remains beside the dying fire. The men separate, and the hungry pack divides behind them. Bran follows the eastern man across the burnt, empty country. The prospector abandons a fortune in opals beneath an ironbark. By night he can barely rise, while the pack waits closer. Bran springs, then recognizes the master he has never forgotten. Warrigal attacks, driven by hunger and loyalty to the wild. To save the master, Bran turns against his beloved mate. Then he stands with the master against the starving pack. Even when the master collapses, Bran refuses to yield. With his final strength, Bran drives the last attackers back. In the sudden silence, he licks the master's face awake. Then Bran raises his muzzle and sends one howl across the waste. A tracker and 4 riders hear the cry and turn. They find Bran guarding the man whose life he saved. 1 week later, the master promises they will never part again. Together with the mistress, they board a ship for England. Together they turn toward Sussex and toward home.